Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with a dope set of nails, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in with our nippers to remove all her bling. And she's had this set for over a month, so they kind of look a little bit rough, but a lot of her bling still stayed on. So after this, we're going to go in with a medium drill bit to remove her gel polish. Once again, that is a medium drill bit. So once again, I am using a medium drill bit to remove the gel polish from her nails. And I also had a lot of people asking me what kind of drill bits did I use. The only ones that I use are the fine drill bit, which is what I use to file the acrylic, the medium drill bit I use to remove gel polish, and then the sanding band is what I use to remove the shine from the natural nail. So those are the only three drill bits that I use, and as you can see, you'll see me using those three in this video. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with this Tammy Taylor Stick and Peel Cuticle Pusher, and I'm just going to push back her cuticles. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with a 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. And when you're doing this, you want to be careful not to file too hard because you don't want to damage your client's nail. But you also want to make sure that you remove all the shine because that will cause lifting. You also want to make sure that you always keep your drill moving, because if you don't and you stay in one spot too long, it will cause friction and it will cause your client's nail to burn. So be careful with that. Alrighty, and after that, we're going to go in and replace those nails that she broke. So remember, when you're applying tips, you want to make sure that you measure them really good. You want to make sure that if one's too small and the other one's too big, always go with the bigger one, because you could always file it down on the sides. Because if you go with the smaller one, it's going to eventually either crack or live. So always remember to go with the bigger one and just file it down to make it fit perfectly. To glue the tips down, I'm using my KDS glue, and after this we're going to go in and measure the nails against the other hand, and then we're going to cut them down. And then after that, we're going to shape them into that coffin shape that she already has. Alrighty, so I cut the sides of the tip to save us some time when we're filing. And to file, we're using a 100-100 nail file. And remember, you just shape the nail and then blend it, and then we're going to apply the primer. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with my OPI primer, which is the Bondex. And just to remind you guys, you don't have to use the Bondex primer or the OPI primer. The only reason why I use the OPI primer is because that's what I have. So I really recommend that you use whatever primer comes with your acrylic system. Okay, so now I'm going in with my Mia Secret acrylic system and my number 9 brush by Alpha Brushes, and I do have the promo code, so I'll leave that in the description. So for this one, I'm doing the 4-bar method. As you can see, the first bead I placed it right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meets, and then I placed another one And then this third one will go right above that one. Remember, just pat it down, move it wherever you want it to go, and then gently just brush it down towards the tip. And then our last one would go in the stress area, which is what causes or what makes our apex. And remember, just add as you need it. You don't have to stick to the 3 or 4 ball method. Just whatever works for you is fine. So once again, I'm using my Mia's Secret acrylic system. I get this from eBay, so I'll leave the link in the description. And remember, when you're doing a fill, all you do is dip your brush into the liquid, then into the powder. Grab your bead, place it down closer to the cuticle area, pat it down, and just brush it down towards the tip. And if you need to go back and add a little bit more somewhere, then that's fine. But remember, don't get too acrylic happy and get to applying acrylic everywhere, because you don't want to have to do a lot of filing at the end. So remember to always work smarter and not harder. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go back in with my 100 nail file, and I'm just going to redefine that shape. Remember, we have that coffin shape, so you just want to make sure that we have a nice and straight nail. And after this, we're going to go in with our our fine drill bit and just file the nails. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with my fine drill bit to file her nails, and remember, you want to focus on that cuticle area. Lately, I've had a lot of people messaging me or emailing me telling me that they're still having problems with preventing lifting. So if you are having problems with lifting and you're prepping the nail correctly, you're applying the right size tips, you're applying your acrylic correctly, most likely you're not filing around that cuticle area really good. You want to make sure that you file to seal that cuticle area or the acrylic around the cuticle area so you don't have any lifting, because any water or just any moisture that gets under that nail will cause that nail to lift. So remember, if you're filing the nail correctly, if you're doing everything else correctly, most likely you're not doing this correct. As you can see, I'm using a fine drill bit to file around this cuticle area. So make sure that you are doing this right, and a lot of the time it just takes practice. It don't matter how good you think you're doing it, it just takes practice. You have to do it a million times before you find what works for you. So don't get discouraged, just keep practicing and you'll eventually get to the point where you have no lifting, and trust me, it will be a huge relief. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in with a buffer to make sure that our nails are nice and smooth. So remember, when you're buffing the nails, that's to get any of those scratches out of the nail, because if you don't buff, you will be able to see the scratches through your polish and it would not be nice. So make sure you go back and buff, make sure they're nice and smooth. Always go back and fill on the nail after you buff each one, and if it's good, then move on to the next one. And after this, I'm just going to dust the nails off, wipe them off with an alcohol wipe. And whenever I use alcohol wipes, they're literally just alcohol wipes. Wherever the band-aid area is, that's where these alcohol wipes are. So they're not any special alcohol wipes or anything. Alrighty, so now we're going to start with our polish application. So first thing I'm going to do is I am using a couple of these Model 1s gel polishes. So this one is the Cocoa Black gel polish. Once again, these are the Model 1s gel polishes, and I will leave the link in the description because I do have a promo code for these. And to clean around the cuticle area, I'm using my Alpha brush, which is a French brush and a number 6, and then I'm also going to be using some of the La Pomme gel polishes. Alrighty, so the next one I'm going to be using is this Fiji Blue by Model Ones. And I know whenever I did the review, I said that I wasn't having a problem with the square top of the bottle. And actually, I was, once I did it on the regular client or on an actual client, I was having a little bit of a hard time trying to hold the top of the nail polish because it is squared and it's pretty big compared to a normal nail polish bottle. But, you know, eventually you get used to it. And then I'm also going to go in with this green gel polish by Elite 99. Alrighty, so once again, I'm using my French brush by Alpha Brushes in a number 6 to clean around the cuticle area. We're going to let that hand cure for 30 seconds, and then we're going to go back and do the other hand. And I'm going to be using the same colors that I used on the first hand. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with this Dragon Fire by La Palm, which is the red that we all love. And then we're going to let this hand cure for another 30 seconds. And then we're going to go back to the first one and do a second coat. Alrighty, so for the first nail with the nail art, we're going to go in with this D&D gel polish in the color Summer Sun, which is a really pretty yellow color. And we're going to go in with our nail art brush and we're going to draw some flames on this finger. Alrighty, so now for the green finger, we're going to go in with this Easy Flow gel polish and this Madam Glam gel polish. The first one was the color Gritty Realism, and the first one was the Neon Lime Green. So we're just going to do a camo effect. So once again, I'm using that nail art brush, which was on my website, and my website has completely sold out for the most part. So thank you so much for everyone that placed an order, and just a reminder, the giveaway will be announced tomorrow. So good luck to everybody that entered. Alrighty, now for the ring finger, we're going to go in with the Dragonfire Gel Polish by La Palm, and I'm just going to basically draw like a little squiggly line, which will be basically like not a skin, but a snake, and that is in the color Dragonfire by La Palm. And then once again, I'm using my nail art brush. Alrighty, then on the pinky, I'm going to go in with that same red Dragonfire by La Palm, and then I'm just going to write out raw, R-A-W. Once again, I'm using my nail art brush, and then we are going to cure this hand for 30 seconds because all of these were gel polishes. For the thumb, I'm going to go in with my Africa White and my nail art brush to just draw a couple of stars. Alrighty, so we're going to let that hand cure for 30 seconds, and we're going to move on to the other hand. So once again, for this pinky, we are using that Summer Sun Gel Polish by D&D. I'm using my nail art brush to draw some flames, and once again, that is Summer Sun by D&D. Alrighty, so for this one, I'm going to go in with this Africa White by Model Ones, and I'm just drawing. To be honest, I don't know if this was supposed to be like a little skeleton or something. I do want to mention that this nail art was inspired by, what is her name? Her name is... oh, I forgot her name, but I will leave it in the description. I just tagged her in something and I can't remember. Okay, but anyways, for this index finger, we're going in with that, what is it? The Easy Flow Gel Polish. It's like the olive green color, and we're just going to draw an elf. And I'm honestly not sure what this elf stands for. Once again, it was inspired by Flying Knee, that's her name, and I'll tag her in this, or I'll leave her name in the description because she has some really dope nail art. So my client was inspired by her and she brought her picture, so that's what I was going by for this inspiration. Alrighty, so then for the thumb, I'm just gonna use my Broadway nail art paint in the color black, and then I'm just gonna draw a money sign. So this is the only one that's not gel polish, but we are gonna do a gel polish over this as well. Remember, you can do a gel polish over regular polish. You just have to make sure that the regular polish is 100% dry, and then you can go back and apply your gel polish. But everything else is polish or gel polish except for this nail art paint. Alrighty, and for this middle finger, I'm going to go back in with my Broadway nail art paint, and I'm doing the little checkerboard nail, and I'm also going to be using one of my Jova Mia gel polishes, which will be a black one, and it's going to be the gel polish. And for that, I'm going to use my nail art brush to fill in the little squares. Alrighty, so now we're going to go back to that first hand, and I'm going to go around the flames and just outline them with that Dragonfire gel polish. Once again, I'm just outlining the yellow with the Dragonfire gel polish. Then for our snake, I'm going to go in with my black Broadway nail art paint to just outline the little snake and draw some lines in it. And then I'm also going to be using my Africa white to add a little bit more detail to it. Alrighty, so for the camo nail, I'm going to go back in and add like some eyes and a mouth, and then the mouth's going to have like the little sharp teeth, and for the teeth I'm going to be using my white nail art paint by Broadway. Alrighty, so I'm just going back and outlining the mouth again, and then for the next nail, I'm going to go back with the same black Broadway nail art paint to outline the little face. Alrighty, and then I also went back and outlined these flames too, and then after that I'm just going to apply my IBD gel top coat to all the nails, and then we're going to cure them for 60 seconds. Alrighty, y'all, so this is the final look. They turned out so dope. Like, I actually be amazed at how good I can just draw when I literally cannot draw on paper. But they turned out really, really good. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my Facebook and Instagram at GetNailed32, and I'll see you guys in my next video.